We've got some great new board members here and great new members, but we also have the legacy of the chamber here as well, and it's just so great to see all of us gathered here tonight. Before I start, I do want to take a moment of silence to recognize the shootings that happened yesterday at the elementary school in Texas that took the lives of 21 individuals, including 19 elementary school students. So let's take a moment of silence for them as we can. Thank you. Of course, this memorial park couldn't be done alone or just by the chamber. In fact, it was a cold day in October. I think that Art, where are you, Art? Right there. Art Whitman came over to me, and in his soft, simple, salt of the earth voice, you all know that voice that Art has, he goes, "Matt, the garden's gotta go. It's junk. Get it out of there. I'll help." And then he presented me with an idea about a garden memorial park that we could celebrate this chamber's history and gather people for rest and community. Soon, Art had mobilized Mike Baker, the architect who worked on the design, as well as Wynn's Landscaping plus Design Company. Wynn, where are you? There you are. To help execute that vision. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the memorial monument behind me. On the memorial are the names of chamber champions who have passed away, including former president of the board and Garlic Fest producer Lindy Lynch, former board officer Tom Bluto, former employee and volunteer Gay Baker, and former executive director Mike Williams. Their families are here with us today, and I'd like to take a moment to honor them. After the park was built, the North Shaft Lions Club and the Bennington Rotary donated the sitting picnic tables you're all on, four in all, to encourage sitting and enjoyment of the park. I'd like to also publicly thank them here tonight as well. Additionally, the chamber set up a fund through the town of Bennington to keep the park well kept. For those interested in making a small donation just to keep the upkeep of the park, please see me after. In closing, I'd like to really sincerely thank Art and Kathy and the Whitman family for their generous vision and donation of this memorial park.
This area really wasn't conceived in its completeness until I stopped in one day and just walking around, there was a kiosk here that was rotten. I don't even think it had the name of the current governor on it. There was a garden out there that was very nicely designed, but it was the type of thing that needed constant maintenance. So I went home and talked to my super gardener wife, Kathy, and said, "Are you up for this?" And she said, "Absolutely." And Matt said, "You may want to talk to Mike Baker," because he was going to have a little memorial for Gay. And that was my aha moment. Now, my definition of an aha moment is when the Lord lines everything up and sends you a message that you can't miss. Hey, dummy, it's right in front of you. From that point on, it was really easy. I got a hold of Wynn and Sue for their expertise in the gardening. Mike is our architectural design and that sort of stuff. And a road trip to the Dorset Quarry, came back, and this is what it really was quite easy. The hardest thing was the next step. Who do we put on here? Because Gay was supposed to had passed away, we probably figured it was best if we had everybody else that had gone before us as opposed to having somebody on there. In my mind, when I was thinking of somebody and voting, I was thinking of people that lived the chamber. This was their life, And when you speak of the chamber, you thought of them. And so we came up with these people. Mike Williams. My generation thinks of Mike Williams as the chamber man. I can remember Mike picking me up, said, let's go for a ride. And we went down to the racetrack. He was so excited because we could have a car show without towing cars around in the mud and all that sort of stuff. He was totally dedicated to the chamber. And he passed the baton on to Tommy Bluto. Tommy, I know, spent summers, at least one summer, going to all the car shows in New England to hand out brochures, to make sure that it got more people here and that sort of stuff. That's how dedicated he was to this. Gay, she was the events coordinator. That smile, that personal, that she just loved people and that sort of stuff. And totally dedicated to keeping the events going and that sort of stuff. Even after she was diagnosed and having those horrible treatments, she still continued on as long as she could. And we can't say Garlic Fest without Lindy. I can see Lindy driving in that golf cart around, just making sure everybody was doing everything that they're supposed to. And the precision and the perfection that she did things is unbelievable. The year that she got hurt, after we were all assured that she was on her way to the hospital and everything was going to be okay, the next panic was, where's the book? Where's the book? And once we had that book, it continued on flawlessly. With the passing of these people, there is a huge void. And I ask you, look into your hearts, and let's not let that void be permanent. This chamber is on the verge of doing regionalization. It's a great thing. It is so great that if we can work together, this community can do some very fabulous things. I know God blessed them, and I know He blessed us because we were with them for a small time. So thank you again very much.
Thank you, Art.
1, 2, 3.